The mysterious case of Naima Jillal, the vanishing person, appears to be happening in the murky world of crime and power. Be fascinated by this enigmatic Dutch godmother of coke when you connect with her. Photographs found on a phone showing the torture of a woman believed to be a Moroccan Dutch drug smuggler, nicknamed the godmother of the coke, have been added to the prosecution's evidence against a suspected drug kingpin in his trial in Amsterdam for multiple. 3 disturbing images of a woman who bears a close resemblance to Naima Jillal, who disappeared in 2019, were reportedly found on a BlackBerry when Ridwan Tahi was arrested 3 years ago in Dubai. Het Parool, a Dutch newspaper, claims that the pictures have been added to the evidence against Tahi in the so-called Marengo case, in which he and 16 others are accused of organizing 6 murders between 2015 and 2017. Tahi's attorney, Inez Westgate, told Het Parool that the prosecution had no evidence to connect the phone or the graphic photographs to Tahi, a Moroccan Dutch national who was the most sought man in the Netherlands prior to his capture. It cannot be claimed that this phone may be connected to my client, the woman added. As a result, the origin and connection are not established. The media has already reported that similar images were circulating. Furthermore, none of this is related to the purported events. That information has been revealed in this manner is quite impressive. The long-running Marengo trial, the name of which was picked randomly by a computer, has revealed the extraordinary scale and severity of the violence around the narcotics gangs operating in the Netherlands. It has also been marked by the number of figures linked to the prosecution's chief witness, a former gang member turned informant called Nabil B. The witness's brother was murdered in 2018, and a separate trial of 3 men suspected of shooting dead his former lawyer Dirk Wiersma began last year. Nabil B's sometime spokesperson, the journalist Peter R. de Vries, was killed on the streets of Amsterdam in 2021. Jillal, who was 54 when she vanished, was known as the godmother of the coke in the criminal underworld. She was last seen getting into a car near her home on Gustav Mahlerlaan in Amsterdam at about 9:30 p.m. on Sunday the 20th of October 2019, but her family said she had not been seen or heard of since. Brabant, 30 years of age, when Josel's name is brought up in a February 2021 episode of Investigation Requested. He is a complete unknown. The authorities believe L is responsible for the abduction of Moroccan Dutch lady Naima Jillal, who plays a significant role in the Dutch cocaine mafia. Since she hasn't been seen since going missing a year and a half ago, there are concerns for her safety. A few days later, the Telegraph reported that Josel's name may be found in a dossier pertaining to a string of killings that the police and the judiciary claim were perpetrated in 2017 by members of the motorbike club Kalo Wago, in part on behalf of Ridwan Tahi. Josel, who was born on July 1, 1991, goes by the name Joseph Johannes L. His nickname, Bolayos or Josje Breda, is likely in honor of his hometown. Bolayos is linked to 2 killings in that inquiry that appear to have anything to do with importing cocaine via the Antwerp port, but due to a lack of concrete proof, Jos L. won't be charged. Guy Wesky, his attorney, claims that his client rejects any role in gangland killings, but his anonymity is now over thanks to the article in the biggest newspaper in the Netherlands. The criminal community at the time referred to him with some awe as someone who earns a lot of money from smuggling cocaine and who is not afraid of violence. Tuesday's announcement that Jos L. had been added to the National Investigation List by the Public Prosecution Service followed Belgium's placement of him on the Europol investigation list at the end of the previous year. His whereabouts in Turkey and other countries have not been the subject of any inquiry. The police believe Bolayos is to blame for Naima Jillal's disappearance in the Amsterdam missing person case. On Tuesday, the B inquiry requested police described learning Jos's identity as an important new trail in the investigation. As well, the authorities discovered that the vehicle in which Jillal, 52 at the time, was last seen had stolen license plates. They had been taken out of an abandoned vehicle in Amsterdam Noord, but somewhere in this investigation, the police are considering that Jillal, who has been missing since October 2019, is no longer alive. She may have been the victim of a criminal settlement. It was previously known that photos may circulate within the criminal environment that would show that Jillal is no longer alive. On October 20, 2019, She got into a dark-colored car on Gustav Mahlerlaan in Amsterdam Zuidas. Since then, no sign of life has been heard from her. In the meantime, her disappearance may have to do with a botched cocaine deal, for which she would have been called to account. The Telegraph previously reported on the basis of well-established sources from the criminal circuit and the immediate vicinity of Jillal that she acted as a kind of drug broker from the Spanish Malaga, bringing top criminals together for business. Jocel's violent reputation seems to be confirmed in an investigation by the Belgian investigative authorities into a number of cases of cocaine smuggling through the port of Antwerp. From encrypted message traffic that was made readable after the hack of crypto telephone provider Sky ECC, the Belgian police infers that Jocel is involved in 2 cocaine means of transport to Antwerp that must be secured by extractors. During the first transport, things go wrong because a fire watch is stationed in a car near the container, the bottom of which is filled with almost 500 kilos of cocaine. When Jocel's pickers are warned by a corrupt harbor employee, L doesn't hesitate for a moment. "We have taken the van hostage," he texts his corrupt contact person, who receives 150,000 euros for his work. Isn't it surprising? Later, the fire watch reports to the police that 5 guys battered and pulled him from his automobile. The man jerks free as they try to pull a sack over his head, becomes terrified, and dives into the chilly water. Jocel's workers are still using grinding wheels to breach the container's bottom when he calls the police hours later. When they hear police sirens, they leave the harbor area. "Idiots," declares Jocel. Even though Jocel lost about 500 kilograms of cocaine that night, roughly 12.5 million euros, he began working on a new conveyance the next day. He uses his Skyphone to inform a man going by the moniker Tetris that 550 kilograms would shortly be loaded at 2 locations in Latin America. Jos says, before assuming the persona of the president, "Do you want to invest something, brother?" The deal's specifics are reviewed in the days that follow, and L assigns a new phone number that is known as El Ganador, or the winner. That alias only lasts so long. On September 1st, 2020, Jocel claims that Sky has been compromised, given that it will be another 6 months before the Belgian judiciary declares the dissolution of Sky. This is startling. Jocel changes to the cipher system. The cops are unable to find his texts as a result. Because his accomplices do not take L's suggestion seriously, the police claim that the 550-kilogram delivery was guided through the port around September 20th on the basis of their Sky messages. Everything loaded, he is going to erase traces. But these types of discoveries have contributed to the judiciary's perception of Jocel as one of the major figures in the massive import and export of cocaine, as well as the associated money laundering. He is also suspected of participating in violent crimes of great severity, such as the and disappearance of Naima Jillal. This charge is supported by encrypted telephone messages, according to the Public Prosecution Service. The concern was raised exactly a week after information from the Marengo case inquiry was uploaded to a phone that was discovered in the Dubai flat where Ridwan Tahi was detained in 2019. On that device, there were pictures of Naima Jillal lying on her stomach on the floor and nude on a chair. It is unknown who utilized the gadget and how those pictures got there. Tahi disputes both being the user and having any part in the abduction and murder of Jillal. The combination of information, however, feeds a persistent rumor in the criminal underworld that Naima Jillal's disappearance is connected to a cocaine shipment she sent that was confiscated in Colombia in 2019. She would have been held accountable by upset investors. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more blues from the world of drugs and crime. Was Bolayos perhaps one of those investors? And why was the device with the photos of Jillal in Tahi's apartment in Dubai? The answer to those questions will probably only come after Jocel is arrested. And so is that other mystery. Where is Naima Jillal's body? Click on the video links popping up for more interesting content, and we will catch you there in a minute.